Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot, and I'm going to be doing a quick check-in with the divine counterparts. You're also welcome to join into the channel and to watch the videos if you are a light worker, a star seed, or a high-level soul mate. So a lot of times high-level soulmates will mimic the connection of a twin flame. The main difference is that your twin is you. It's the same soul. It's one soul in two bodies. And a soulmate is two souls and two separate bodies. But a lot of times the journey, especially right now with the ascension that we're experiencing here on Earth, as we travel into new Earth here in the years to come, you will see that soulmates are showing up, higher level soulmates and even kindred spirits, and you can have very fulfilling relationship with a higher level soulmate or kindred spirit if you are not connecting with your twin flame in the physical in this lifetime for whatever reason. Maybe they've already passed on, maybe they didn't incarnate in this lifetime, and you know your soul has chosen that for a reason and for a purpose. And you may not know that in this lifetime, but I'm here to be a channel and a guide for all of you on this journey. It has been a rough few days, I'm not going to lie. It's been challenging this week, so we're gearing up for Mercury retrograde, and I do want to say, just as a warning, guys, just be mindful of your be mindful of traveling, communication as we approach this. You know, it's pre-Mercury retrograde phase, and then Mercury retrograde will carry on through, I believe, the beginning of November. And then we have the post-Mercury retrograde. So we actually have a total of 9 weeks where we're really affected. 3 weeks before, 3 weeks during the retrograde, and 3 weeks after. So we're definitely feeling those energies. Things just feel a little bit off. Things feel challenging right now. There's a lot of downloads coming in through the third eye and the crown for a lot of us. So you might be having some facial pain. You might be having gum pain, tooth pain, sensitivity, headaches, like frontal headaches, migraines, ear ringing, things like that are really heightened. So it's really challenging. So take care. And it'll be the thing where you go to take sinus medication and nothing really works. Nothing really gives you relief. So, you know, sleep when you need to, guys. Drink lots of water, hydrate, and just rest. Okay, we're going to start. We're just going to go right into the reading here. Very quickly, if you guys are looking for private healings and private sessions, I'm working with a healer, a good friend, and a very exceptional healer, Holly, and we're providing sessions. You'll have both of us at your disposal for that session. So we are booking out into the end of October now. Please reach out if you're interested in those sessions. It's a minimum of 3 sessions to work with us. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm really being called to start with the Kipper deck here. So this is more of a clarifier deck. Excuse me, but I'm really being called to just get some energies here for the masculine and the feminine. There's definitely been some deceit coming in. So a lot of you, feminines in particular, might be feeling just a lot of anger or rage at this time, a lot of frustration towards your counterpart, or maybe towards people in general with this pre-Mercury retrograde phase. I don't know what else is going on with the planets. I haven't looked into it, but I assume there might be something going on with Uranus, because Uranus is like the great agitator. So Uranus is also retrograde. So there could be something going on with that. And, you know, just in regards to the agitation that's coming out right now. And the masculines are really struggling at this time. Many of them are falling really fast, guys. And they're going through a major ego death and a really massive dark night of the soul right now. So the feminine, some of you are going to be feeling this, especially if you're twisting with your counterpart. The more you twist, the more you're connected, the quicker you are, the faster you are to reaching union. But it can definitely be a challenging journey when the feminine is over here trying to live his or her life, and the masculine is kind of impacting or affecting, the way that you're feeling physically or emotionally, spiritually, or all of the above. So there's a kind of an energy of deceit here where the feminine's like, you're healing deceit. And this can also go back to your childhood. It can go back to your the way you might feel like relationship you have with your parents, if there was a parent who was deceitful or dishonest or emotionally unavailable in some way. But this is coming up for sure as a masculine energy where There's definitely been some sort of lying or deceit that has happened within the connection that's affecting the feminine. Feminine, you are also, you're amassing a fortune right now. So you're building your empire. So very different energies here. And it can feel like that right now, guys, because you can spin from feeling really good, like really great. You could be really happy and joyful and light in one moment, and then feel really frustrated and even angry in the next moment, to feeling peaceful, to feeling joy. So you can kind of be feeling all of the above all at the same time. And so there can definitely be this energy of like, you feel like you're going crazy right now. And it's really important to ground. It's really important to take the time to rest. And it's really important, guys, that you recognize that a lot of this is not your energy. There could be things like you could be feeling really triggered right now. Just again, it's like very agitated energy in the collective that I'm feeling. And so it's not pleasant. It's not fun. It should dissipate by Saturday, at least start to kind of dissipate and go down a little bit. The masculines will start to gain a little more control. They're going to have to figure out how to deal with these dark nights and deal with these ego deaths, and to, make it a smoother process for both of you. But feminines, you're definitely, you've been working on your fortune, you've been working on your abundance, and that's going to continue for you moving forward. So I do see that the masculine is going to be maturing. If the masculine's been deceitful, and this doesn't mean that he's cheated necessarily or outright lied, but maybe he hasn't been honest with himself. Maybe, there's been a karmic situation or partner that he needs to leave and he's not being honest in that situation. Or maybe he has been deceitful in some way. This tells me that he's turning into the divine masculine. Okay, so he's turning in from this, from a boy to a man is what I'm hearing. And if it's a female masculine, it's the masculine energy. So from a boy to a man. So really being more responsible and taking more accountability for his or her actions is what I see. Apologies coming up for a lot of you. Well-deserved apologies too, depending on what the situation's been with your masculine. A lot of you have gone around and around in many cycles and circles with your masculine. So you're working on inner child wounds, feminine. And yeah, what's coming up right now is some of your blocks to fortune or abundance could be inner child wounds. But for the feminine, what I'm really feeling is there's this energy like what's going on with your masculine, like the deceit that you're healing in regards to your masculine and to your connection has brought up a lot of inner child wounds, and they might feel just more poignant than they would have if your masculine wasn't going through what he's going through. So what your masculine is going through is really affecting you and affecting the connection significantly at this time. If you can, guys, be around water. We just had that Pisces full moon, okay? So be around water, be around, just children and animals at this time, nature. Yeah, interesting. I asked about the union or the connection energy, message and despair. So yeah, the masculines are drowning in despair, okay? There's a lot of longing going on in the masculine collective right now. A lot of them are really longing, and it's because the feminine has stepped away and has stepped into her power, okay? And on the feminine's over here nursing her inner child wounds and doing a lot of inner child healing. That's coming up in a lot of our private sessions this week for a lot of our clients. Not all of you will be feeling this, but a lot of you will. And, there's a sense of like the masculine, and I've been saying this, guys, and it happened last year. A lot of masculines lost their jobs. Well, they could be losing their jobs again, okay? It could be happening again. So if they got a new job, something isn't right, something's not fitting. They just don't fit in anymore to where they were, okay? To the corporate world or wherever whatever it is, they're not being honest, they're not being authentic. And so this could really bring about some despair for them as they feel like they've lost their riches. Ironically, meanwhile, the feminine steps into her fortune. It's been a long time coming though, feminine. So you're stepping into your riches and fortune, and your masculine's having this sort of despair moment where he might be losing some of his riches and fortune. So he does want to reach out. There is, and I do think he will. Okay, I do think the masculine is going to be reaching out here to the feminine, reaching out though in a more mature way and accepting accountability and responsibility for his actions. You know, for how he's acted, how he's treated the feminine. He no longer wants to come off as that immature man, that immature little boy, because the feminine's like, I'm not having that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. You know, I'm not interested in entertaining that level of emotional, it's just like emotional, what is the word I'm looking for? It's the lack of accountability, like inaccountability. That's a word, you know, the lack of unaccountability, inaccountability. It's the lack of being accountable. And she's like, I'm just done with that. You know, take accountability for the way that you've treated me or the way that you've treated others in your life, the way that you're treating yourself, and understand that the reason things are falling apart is large part because of the choices you've made in your life. Okay, we have to take accountability for our actions, for ourselves. A lot of this is just the programs, the unwinding of the programming, but a lot of this is also the choices the masculine has made, and now he's having to really come to terms with, well, I haven't been authentic, I haven't been living my purpose, and he hasn't been accepting his gifts. And so for those masculines who haven't been accepting their gifts, they're crashing, guys. They're having this dark night of the soul right now. For those that have accepted their gifts and that have had a chance to really tap into their feminine energy, they are experiencing more abundance. They're experiencing more freedom, more joy. So this is for that group of masculines who has decided to kind of delay the awakening or delay, you know, the initiation, the rite of passage. And that rite of passage includes creating the inner union where they accept the inner feminine as well as the inner masculine. It's stepping away from that do, action, stepping away from, you know, the horse race, the matrix, and excuse me, realizing that there's more to life than what they've been focusing on. They've been focusing on the wrong things is what I'm hearing. Okay. And they're going to be reaching out in a text message or even a phone call for some of you. And it's going to have a sense, like a hint of desperation to it, guys. Even if you've never experienced this with your masculine and they've always been cool, calm, and collected, I do feel like this message is coming through saying, you know, they're going to be definitely more desperate to get your attention and desperate for your energy right now, because you've really pulled that energy back and they're feeling the absence of your energy in their life. They're really feeling the absence of your presence. Four of Wands, an interesting card. You know, this is about everything coming together. This is about kind of creating your own heaven on earth. And this is also the card of union for the twin flames or the soulmates. So this is the card of coming together with your divine counterpart. And it can even signify marriage. It can signify engagement. It can signify celebration. But in some way, shape, or form, solidifying a commitment, solidifying the connection. So I do feel like this message is going to carry a lot of weight, guys. The message that's coming through is going to be important. I don't want you guys to, you know, look out for it or put your life on hold waiting for it, because you guys know I don't give time frames. But I do feel like with the 7 here and 3 + 2, 6, it could be like 6 or 7 days or 6 or 7 weeks. And I wouldn't be surprised if it happens in Scorpio season. Okay. A lot of transformation happening, a lot of death, ego deaths are going to be happening during Scorpio season. We're going to be shedding a lot of old skins and really stepping into our transformative power. But yeah, this is a card of, you know, celebration and happiness, the 4 of Wands. And there is an element of the sacred in this card as well. So what's really interesting is, you know, the 4 of Wands is, it's the embodiment of joy. It's like, this is it. Like, we've reached that state of maturation in terms of our spiritual, you know, journey or progress, in terms of our emotional journey or progress, our physical journey or progress, our mental journey or progress. It's about being able to have it all. And there is no feeling of lack within this card. There's a sense of elevation here as well. There's a sense that, you know, your life is being elevated. So this message is really significant, and it's going to shift something within the connection. It's going to shift like an awareness within the masculines, and in the feminines this should give you a sigh of relief. They may even come through with a commitment in that message, like a hint of, I want to commit, like I'm ready to take this to the next level. Okay, and they may not say it in that way. They're going to say it in the divine masculine way. It's usually in some sort of Morse code, but they're going to be communicating that they know what they want, and I do feel they're going to be communicating that they know that they've made decisions that have caused the separation, that have caused you, like they're going to take responsibility. I know that you've walked away because of the decisions I've made, and because I've hurt you, and because, you know, maybe I've chosen other people or other things over you, or a job or whatever it might be. And they're realizing that you are the priority, and you should have always been the priority. But they have to make themselves a priority first in order to be able to make you a priority. Because remember, guys, you are one soul in two bodies. Speaking of the twin flames here, okay? Feminine, Queen of Wands energy. So interesting. Yeah, the embodiment of that really independent, kind of thrill seeker, adventure seeker, fiery, passionate. You know, she's on the move. She's represented and embodied by the cheetah here and the pyramids. She's got the wisdom and intelligence, the innate wisdom to be able to carry her, you know, her dreams and goals into reality. She is very intuitive. Okay, she's really tapped into that third eye energy. She's very smooth in the way she goes about her business, and the way she approaches life and approaches connections and approaches people. She doesn't seek from things outside of herself. She knows who she is. She knows what she offers. She knows where she's going, and she knows where she's been. Okay, this is probably my favorite queen, because there's such a freedom element associated with the Queen of Wands. And she's like, I might want you, but I don't need you to complete me. Okay, so I'm not surprised to see the Four of Wands and then the Queen of Wands step into her power, and the masculine over here is, you know, the feminine is stepping into her power, guys, without a doubt. Okay, the feminine energy within all of us. And as that happens, there's like a crash course the masculine has to go through in order to accept the feminine energies within himself, and then of course be able to accept the feminine energy outside of him, the physical embodiment of the divine feminine, which is you. You are that physical embodiment. So he has to be able to go maybe to his, you know, reach his lowest depths, his lowest moments, and really reach that rock bottom. And he's going to be reaching out because he knows that you're the only one that's going to understand what he's going through. Nobody else gets it. And he's just going to be in such a state of despair that his ego is going to step aside, and he's going to reach out and want to connect with you and ask you for your help, ask you for your guidance, ask you for your opinion. He wants to come see you, is what I feel. Now, feminine, there is a Tower card here. So there is a Tower that's happening to this Queen of Wands. And, you know, it's happening to obviously shake things up, shake things down, maybe rock your foundation a little bit. So a lot of you might feel kind of weary as we go through this Mercury retrograde. Like, what the hell is going on? And why do I feel uncertain? Why do, you know, when I felt so certain a week or two ago, why do I suddenly feel uncertain? Why do I feel unskilled? You know, why am I doubting my skills, my abilities? Things might come to kind of a standstill in terms of you might not be thinking clearly right now. So guys, it's okay to not take action. Okay, it's like permission to rest, permission to just go easy on yourself and take time to just like take a time out. That's what Mercury retrograde wants us to do. You've already become the Queen of Wands, but there is something, you know, happening while the masculine, you know, there's a Tower moment within the connection. This is pertaining to the connection. It's not pertaining to anything else. It's pertaining to what's happening inside of the connection. It's the despair. It's that betrayal energy, and it's coming through, and it's causing you to really question your reality and question the way in which, you know, your perceptions, the way in which you perceived your masculine. So a lot of you are feeling like, was I duped? Did I make this up? Is this really my counterpart? And why have things occurred or transpired the way they have? Why do things have to be so challenging and so rough and so hard? Why can't things just be easy? So I do feel like feminine, you might even go off and just, you're kind of in a quiet place right now. Like the Queen of Wands doesn't want to be bothered. She's just doing her own thing. And you might not be feeling very social right now with the Tower coming in. You might just feel like, I'm just going to go off and, you feel inspired and you feel creative, but then the Tower comes in to kind of maybe halt that temporarily. So let's see what happens after that Tower. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a bit of like, I always see this as like a hoarding energy. So there's a bit of this energy of like, I'm going to protect what's mine, and you can't touch this. And Queen of Wands is kind of like that. She's like, I've created this queendom. I've created this empire. Like, you can't come in masculine and just decide you want to be a part of this now after not wanting to be a part of it. You're going to have to prove to me. You're going to have to show to me that you really want this. You're going to have to come in and, have your actions match up with your words. You can't just feed me empty promises or pretty words anymore. I need to see that you mean business, because I mean business and I've created this for myself. There is the Devil energy, the Devil in the Tower, feminine. So things are challenging. Okay, without a doubt. There is interference within the connection right now. Okay, there is some sort of like something that's coming in to distract one or both of you, and it's causing a lot of frustration. And Devil card comes in, causes a lot of frustration. There's also, the breaking of like bonds, like karmic bonds, karmic cycles, could be within the feminine's life, or this could be within your masculines, but it's affecting your life, and it is causing this Tower within the connection. The Devil also has to do with addictions. So a lot of masculines have multiple addictions. So, and it's hard to be honest with yourself about admitting that your masculine has an addiction, because it's like you don't want to admit that. Oh, well, it's not really an addiction. But for a lot of these masculines, it is actually an addiction, and it really needs to be addressed. So where have, you manipulated, like the way in which you perceive the story? Like, this is about coming to terms with your truth and with the truth of your masculine. And again, it might not be the prettiest thing when you see your masculine in the light of day. You take them off the pedestal, and they might be doing the same thing to you, although I do think the masculine tends to hold the feminine on a pedestal and tends to see her as above him for whatever reason. But like, there's a need to liberate yourself, feminine, from the story of destruction, and from like this idea or storyline that says everything fails, nothing works out for me. And it's kind of like all men cheat, all men lie, all men betray, because that is being played out within the connection, because there is an element of that within your storyline. Like, there is a part of you that believes that, so it's being shown to you. Your masculine is like showing you the shadow side. So that needs to be addressed, feminine, and there needs to be like release. Don't be so stingy with your possessions or with your money. Like, don't be afraid to give money away. It'll come back to you tenfold. Okay, release that grip, feminine. Release the control of your money, of your resources. What choices have you made that have contributed to the miscommunication within this connection, or the feeling like your masculine has betrayed you? The masculines betrayed themselves, but in turn it will appear like he's betrayed the feminine. But he's really, the poor choices that have been made, it's really about him betraying himself. There's a need to balance his emotions, because we have Temperance, okay, balance, and the Six of Cups, that nostalgia card. So there's definitely a need for the masculine to connect his emotions. And we have the Two of Cups coming in. So he's in his feels right now, guys. I mean, we know he's in his feels because he's thinking of reaching out, and he wants to send that message to the feminine. He's like, I have to connect to her. He does feel sad. He does feel this deep bonding connection, and he's like, oh shit, like, I have to make this right. That's what I feel here. I have to make this right. I have to balance this out, because it's a very imbalanced feeling right now within the connection. It's a very imbalanced feeling, and he definitely is going through some emotions. He's going through a process right now of like spiritual cleansing and emotional cleansing. He wants to start over. He wants to start fresh. That's part of what this message is going to be Two of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. There's a lot of energy that just came through for the masculines. A lot of emotional energy. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. The water energy, the water signs coming through a few days after that Pisces full moon. And then, you know, Two of Pentacles is like having choices and needing to make a decision. And I do feel the Six of Pentacles too, like again, the need for balance, like the Temperance card, the need for balance, the need to create the masculine and feminine energy, the inner union where you balance those out within yourself. Nine of Pentacles is the single card. So he's going to free himself from whatever like toxic situation he's in, feminine, that's causing this tower, okay, within the connection. And for a lot of you guys, it is another person. He's going to be freeing himself from that, because the Nine of Pentacles is a singles card. It is you know, the card of independence. Very much the same kind of vibration as the Queen of Pentacles here. I'm sorry, the Queen of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles is like I'm free. I create for myself. I create abundance. I create joy. So there's a lighter energy, a more fun, playful, just happy energy there with the Nine of Pentacles coming in. But he has to make that decision. Okay, so this is like when he makes this decision, this is the outcome. When he decides to choose the feminine, okay, creating this balance like this. Look at this. This is an infinity symbol, but when he decides to choose the feminine, when he makes the right decision, he is going to be rewarded. The universe is going to reward him. There's been a bit of a juggling here, the Two of Pentacles. There's been, you know, he's been juggling you in the job, juggling you and maybe a karmic partner. That has not brought him abundance. It's brought him despair, because he's hurt you, and in hurting you, he hurts himself. It's brought you great abundance because you stepped into your power and stepped away from the connection and said, I'm no longer going to tolerate this. But it's brought him a lot of pain, grief, and despair. So the only way forward is to have this new, fresh start, and for him to make that decision, right, to move forward to the feminine, to move away from these other connections or other responsibilities or duties, and to have that new beginning with the feminine. Get some future energies here. The Empress, the King of Swords, the Two of Wands. So what do we have here, guys? Strength card again, I saw. What do we have here? Okay, we have the King of Swords speaking his truth, not mincing his words. Okay, coming forward, coming correct, coming just authentic. Okay, the King of Swords cannot be anything other than authentic. That's all he knows how to be. So coming forward and really embodying truth here. That's really beautiful. So that message is going to carry a lot of truth to it, a lot of weight to it, guys. Okay. Look, he's coming from a place of like, I need you. And he maybe has never said that before, but he's going to say it now. The Empress comes through as this energy of you. Okay, it's you. Like, he wants to be the match to the Empress. He wants to come through as a king. You know, the king and the mature man. We had the mature man card. He wants to come through and do things right. Like, he's like, fuck, I'm so tired of fucking up. I'm so tired of hurting her. I'm so tired of having to start over and going round and round in these cycles. I've got to make some changes here. So he's making a lot of changes, guys. And I know it's causing ruckus. There's a devil energy. There's a tower energy. Look, it's causing a lot of pain and grief. He's going through it, guys. He's moving through his emotions. He misses you. He's thinking of you all the time. He's desiring this union. He's trying to create balance within himself, balance that will bring forth the Two of Cups. He also needs to get out of this longing energy, because that's one of the things that's causing disruption for the feminine. Is the masculine has this longing. It's causing her to go deeper into her inner child wounds and to feel it more deeply than you really need to be feeling it right now. Because for a lot of feminines, these inner child wounds, they've already been worked on. So the feminine's like, why am I going through this again? I've already healed this. It's because of what the masculine is going through. It's kind of pulling you down or pulling you into those kind of traumas again. So be mindful of that, feminine, to not really take on those emotions. Okay, don't take them on. Again, go out in nature, be near water, and go ahead and ground and cleanse those energies. Palo Santo sage, yoga, tai chi, move the energies around, guys. Go for a walk. Very, very important. Take a salt bath. Okay, have some magnesium internally. All things. Lemon balm is great. It's great. Most people tolerate it very well, and it's really great for balancing the nervous system. Really important right now. Yeah, so the Empress, he sees you as the Empress. He wants to come in as that counterpart to the Empress, and he knows he has to come correct. So this is what I have for you guys today. I hope that this was a, helpful and provides guidance for you, because it was really challenging for me the past few days to even think about doing a reading, but I knew I had to come through because I had a few of you message me, and it's that responsibility to come through and deliver a message even when I'm not feeling so hot. So I send you guys a lot of love. Can stay in that Empress mode, guys. We do have union energy coming in here. We do have this very independent feminine energy coming through here, and we'll move through that tower. Things should lighten by Saturday. Again, if you guys are interested in private healing sessions and guidance sessions with Holly and myself, we'll provide very specific and unique guidance to you and your situation to help you bring in more abundance, joy, peace, and inner harmony. Please reach out to me. The email is listed below the video. Take great care, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.